Frederick Douglass. An influential speaker and author, Frederick Douglass fought slavery for black rights. He was born Frederick Augustus Washington of Bailey, Maryland. He was the son of a slave and a white man. He learned to read from his master's wife and continued to educate himself even after his master forbade it. In 1838, Frederick escaped to Massachusetts and changed his name to Douglass to avoid capture. With the help of friends, he bought his freedom in 1846. Later, he met President Abraham Lincoln to discuss slavery and recruited black soldiers for the Union Army during the Civil War. He was born 1818 and died 1895. His statement, "A life of a nation is to secure only while the nation is honest, truthful, and victorious." Frederick Douglass, another famous Afro-American. Mary McLeod Bethune. Mary McLeod was born in South Carolina in a time when the education for Afro-Americans was limited. She attended various schools hoping to become a missionary in Africa. That dream was never fulfilled, but her interest in education never wavered. In 1904, she opened the Daytona Normal and Introdustrial School for Afro-American girls. Her school eventually merged with Cookman Institute and became Bethune-Cookman College, as we know it today. Franklin Roosevelt was an advisor to Mary McLeod Bethune, bringing the concerns of black people to his attention. She was born July 10, 1875, and died in 1955, Daytona Beach, Florida. "The world is open to me when I learn to read," according to Mary McLeod Bethune. On September 12, 1992, astronaut Mae Jemison boarded the Space Shuttle Endeavour and became the first Afro-American woman to travel in space. Jemison's fascination with science started as a child. In college, she studied chemical engineering and later medicine. Jemison then served in the Peace Corps as a medical officer in Africa. After returning home, she applied to the NASA astronaut training program. During her historic trip aboard the Endeavour, Jemison conducted experiments on weightlessness and motion sickness. She received several awards for her accomplishments. She was born October 17, 1956, and her statement, "Don't let anyone rob you of your imagination or your creativity or your curiosity. Go on and do all that you can with it and make it the life you want to live." Mae Jemison, another great Afro-American. Oprah Winfrey was one of the most famous media personalities of her time. She began her broadcasting career while still in high school, working part-time as a radio news reporter in Nashville, Tennessee. Later, she moved to Chicago, where she took over a local talk show network, which eventually became the Oprah Winfrey Show. Her huge success made her the first Afro-American woman to become a billionaire. But she shares most of her fortune with others, donating hundreds of millions of dollars to various causes. Winfrey has been featured on several Time magazines' annual list of 100 most influential people. She was born January 29, 1954. She's still around today, and her statement, "Be thankful for what you have, or you'll end up having nothing. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough." Oprah Winfrey, another great Afro-American. Barack Obama. On January 20th, 2009, Barack Obama was sworn in as the 44th President of the United States. becoming the first Afro-American to hold this office. Obama was born to a Kenyan father and a white mother. After graduating from Harvard Law School in 1991, he moved to Chicago to work as a civil rights lawyer and teach law. His political career started in 1996 when he won a seat in the United States Senate for Illinois. He was elected to the United States Senate in 2004. In 2008, he defeated Arizona Senator John McCain to win the presidential election. Congratulations, Barack Obama. His statement, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones who have to implement change. We are the change that we seek." Barack Obama, another great Afro-American. Martin Luther King Jr., American minister. Martin Luther King was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until 1968. He was born January 15, 1929, and he passed away April 4th, 1968. We know him for his famous speech, "I Have a Dream." We all will always remember him for his great leadership and the great way that he led this country through the civil rights movement. Afro-American history at Rayfield. Martin Luther King Jr. With the swing of a bat, Jackie Robinson broke Major League Baseball's color barrier on April 15, 1947, when he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Baseball had been segregated since 1889. As the first Afro-American player in the modern-day Major League Baseball, Robinson faced prejudice from fans and even from some teammates. But the league recognized his talent and named him the National League Rookie of the Year. He won the Most Valuable Player Award in 1949 and led his team to the World Series 6 times. Robinson was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. Born January 31st, 1919, and he passed away October 24th, 1972. And a statement from Mr. Robinson, "There's not an American in this country free until everyone is free." Congratulations, Jackie Robinson. He is Major League Baseball's beginning Most Valuable Player, 1949. Another great Afro-American. It's Black History Month. Langston Hughes wrote several poems, short stories, novels, and plays portraying Afro-American life from the 1920s to the 1960s. After his parents separated, Hughes spent most of his childhood with his grandmother in Kansas. He later moved with his mother in Lincoln, Illinois. He started writing his first short stories and poems and plays in high school. Proud of his heritage, Hughes used his legendary talents to explain and illuminate the Afro-American condition in America. He also helped to usher in the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural movement that promoted Afro-American literature and arts during the 1920s to the 1930s. Mr. Hughes was born February 1st, 1902, and he passed away May 22nd, 1967 in New York, New York. A quote from Langston Hughes: "Hold fast to your dreams, for if dreams die, life is broken. Winged bird, a winged bird that cannot fly." Langston Hughes, another great Afro-American. It is Black History Month, Rayfield. Let's enjoy these wonderful talents and contributions of the folks who've gone on before us. On December 31st, 1955, Rosa Parks literally sat down for her rights. Already sitting in the Afro-American section of a city bus, Parks refused to give up her seat for a person of another ethnicity, despite the bus driver's order. Back then, segregation laws separated blacks from whites in many places, such as restaurants, schools, and buses. Miss Parks simply acted out of courage and launched the civil rights movement. At the time of her arrest, she worked as a seamstress at a local department store and as secretary of the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People, now known as the NAACP. Rosa Parks was born February 4th, 1914, and she died October 24, 2005 in Detroit, Michigan. Rosa left a saying that we are sharing today: each person must live their life as a model for others. Let me repeat that. Each person must live their life as a model for others. I remember back in 2005 when Rosa Parks passed away, she was buried in the rotunda of the White House, which is an area reserved for presidents and civil rights leaders. It was so great to see that she was recognized in that way. So let's say, great to know you. Thank you for leaving your legacy, Rosa Parks. It's Black History Month. Thurgood Marshall. In 1967, Thurgood Marshall became the first Afro-American to be appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. He was the great-grandson of a slave. Marshall applied to the University of Maryland School of Law, but was rejected because of the segregation laws, which kept Afro-Americans and whites separate. Instead, he earned his law degree from Howard University, and then he worked for the national advancement of the Association of Colored People. In 1954, he won a case, Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas, legally ending segregation in public schools. He retired from the Supreme Courts in 1991. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland on July 2nd, 1908, and he passed away January 24th, 1993, also in Maryland. He made a statement, "In recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute." Thurgood Marshall, another famous Afro-American. George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver was a scientist who developed hundreds of products from peanuts, sweet potatoes, and pecans. He was born a slave. Carver's masters taught him how to read and write. He continued his education and received a bachelor's degree in agriculture and a master's degree in science from Ohio State Agricultural College. He moved to Alabama to teach at Tuskegee Institute, an industrial and agricultural school for Afro-Americans. In addition to his scientific achievements, Carver worked to improve race relations and received several awards for his accomplishments. He was born in 1864 and he passed away in January of 1943. In leaving a statement for us, he stated, "Education is the key to unlock the door of the golden door of freedom." Thank you very much, George Washington Carver, another great Afro-American. Well, good morning again, guys. As you know, it is Black History Month. It is also Valentine's Day this month, and we have a lot to celebrate. We're going to be looking at some images of those who have done great things in this world throughout our lifetime, and we're excited about studying some exciting people. Let's get ready for the day.